Hello folks, this is an Inkdependence.com brief video review and water drop test of Conklin's Endura ink. You'll be forgiven for not having heard of this before. It really only shows up at fountain pen shows as far as I can tell, and you'll get it in this little blue box. They were giving them out for free at DC. I hear they might have also had them at LA. I've never been out there, of course. This is the bottle. It's a very attractive little bottle. Inside this bottle is some really dark ink. I didn't know anything about it because there's no literature. There's nothing told about this. Conklin's site seems to be mute on the subject. So I figured the safest thing to do would be put it in a Conklin pen. I happened to get one of those not too long ago. I got this up in Raleigh's pen show last year. It's got this beautiful 1.1 stub nib. I love this thing. So I just put it in there. I figured, hell, they wouldn't make ink that destroys their own pen, right? So I went ahead and did that. Didn't destroy it. Actually works quite well. It's a pretty wet ink. It's a very, very dark black. That's one of the best things about this ink. It's also pretty well behaved. You will get a little bit of show through, maybe some ghosting type behavior, but not a whole lot of bleed, even on crappy office paper. Of course, on this stuff, this Rhodia, nothing except for this, the swatch shows through. Everything else is pretty fine. So, well behaved, very, very dark. Previously, the darkest ink I knew of or had in my collection was Aurora's black, maybe Private Reserve's Invincible black, super dark stuff. Aurora, super wet and kind of bleedy for me. I'm not a huge fan, although I do use it in a couple of pens. The Invincible black, of course, I wasn't a big fan of. It bleeds like crazy, that kind of thing. But it does dry fast. This one dries, I don't know, never-ish. I don't know, it's dry now, but definitely minutes in Rhodia. I kept just checking back. I got tired of counting. But it definitely took a long time, and imagine how long this swatch took to dry. But I'm going to get my iPad to focus in on this. Yeah, there you go. This is a deep black ink. The only place where it doesn't look totally black is right here up at the top, where there's just a bare swatch of it, or a bare streak of it. But if you compare it here to a couple of other dark things I had in pens at the time, instead of Aurora black, I keep that in a pen. But you can definitely tell that the Conklin Endura is blacker than Aurora black. It makes Aurora black look gray. It makes it look a lot closer to that Einstein, which is actually a nice gray. Anyway, this one, super black. So you want a really dark black ink, get this one. Let's see what it does when you put water on it. I've never tried this before, and I don't know anything about it, so let's give it a shot. I did like thick ones and thin lines on here because I was using a stub and I could. Water resistance looks nil on this sucker. You can see it swirling away. And this has actually been sitting on this paper for a while, actually. I kind of put this in the bottom of the stack, and it was a black review, and I went, I'll do it sometime. Yeah, look at it go. It's just swirling right off into the cloud of that water there. Just blotted away. Yeah, so Endura, well, I don't mean it enduras some water. It does not. It does not endura the water. So there you go. Even just leaving some black ink on there, or rather some water on there for just a short time, you end up with mostly gone. So there you go. I'm not sure in what way it is Endura, but nonetheless, very nice looking black. So if you don't care much about water resistance, and a lot of people just don't, then this might be a really good black for you. Alright, peace out.